Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk about retirement and the steps to be taken, let's say 5 years before retirement. So, first of all, most people that I know who have a choice of when to retire just don't exercise that choice. They just don't want to retire. So, whether it is a 60-year-old doctor practicing who says, oh, I think my health will permit me to work till 75 or 70, so which means that the doctor does not want to retire. No, don't make a mistake. The doctor has enough money to retire. So it's not about money, but the doctor does not want to retire simply because the doctor does not have a hobby. Or a businessman who thinks that he has to work because his employees need him, because the company has to go places, so he has to find a new CEO, put him in his place or put her in her place, put her in the place and make that thing run. When do you think they start doing all this? When they are 62, 63, or in a worst case scenario, getting the son or daughter to come into the business and then interfering like mad, not just refusing to step off the gas. Doing meetings and saying, no, that's a very important meeting, only I can do, my son can't do, my daughter can't do, my CEO can't do, so therefore I will do. These are people who are just in denial. They just don't have a hobby to retire. They don't know what they are retiring into, so they just refuse to give up the office work. So they need something to keep themselves busy. So if there is some function, or if there is a vacation to be taken, they plan a 4-day vacation, take a 2-day vacation, and they pretend that they have to be back, otherwise their office will suffer or something like that. This is very scary, not from any other point of view, but from their children's point of view. The children may not want them in office, right? So but the children are too polite to tell them that, but the older people just refuse to retire. So first of all, put a date to your retirement. It has to be when I turn 61, or when I turn 62, or when I turn 63. It has to be complete, total, and from that day it has to be completely, you will stop going. It's as though you're dead for the business. If they need your help, they'll ask for it, and if they ask for it, you choose whether to give it, right? But what happens is, people say, oh no, I'm in semi-retirement, I go only 2 days a week, I go only 3 days a week, or things like that, but they never ever give up, right? It is their relationships, their banking relationship, their suppliers, their customers, they never ever retire. So here I am saying, if you want to retire, I am not even saying you should retire. If you want to retire, what are the steps to be taken for your retirement? Normally businessmen don't have a money problem, but you have to see how your retirement pans out. Maybe you need 3 crores for Maybe you need 3 crores for retirement and you have 12 crores, right? So there is no question of money, but the question is to see how to withdraw from your capital, right? That is a skill which you have to learn. You have to then learn the bucket theory and say, okay, I have put so many, 10 lakhs is my annual expenses, or 15 lakhs is my annual expenses. So next 5 years expenses is in bucket number 1, another 3 years expenses bucket number 2, and all the other money is in equity portfolio. It does not make any sense for this money to be lying in your business, because if something goes wrong with the business and you can't withdraw, you are in trouble. So you have to have your retirement money, say 3 crores, which you need, completely out of your business and in a different portfolio altogether. 9 crores can still lie in your business. Maybe your children need that money, but even from there is no reason why you should say, let that money lie there, I will not charge any interest. Maybe you charge interest, right? So you need to pull some money out from there also. But these are some of the things that you have to do. So first thing is, see how the numbers are working out, right? So I spoke about a happy problem when you need 3 crores and you have 9. It's also possible that you need 3 and you have 2.5. In such a case, what you should do is say, I will work for a little longer. I will work as a part-time person. I may write accounts in a company. I may do anything, but I will work for some more time. Maybe I will work till 65. I will earn enough so that I don't have to touch my capital for 5 more years. And in 5 years, let's say my corpus has doubled. I'm just being over optimistic. And therefore then my retirement becomes much simpler, right? So find out, so put in the numbers, see how the numbers work. So far it has been just a game and you've been seeing others do it. Now it comes to your own, learn how to do it. Getting your portfolio ready for withdrawals, separating the buckets in which you have kept it, right? So that's important. find out what you're going to do in retirement. Make your time plan, right? So one is somebody who doesn't have enough money, they have to make a finance plan. Somebody who has a lot of money has to make a time plan, saying I'll get up at this time, I'll go for my yoga class, I'll go for a walk, I'll come back, I'll take bath, I'll do my puja, I'll have my breakfast, right? So by 11 o'clock you're wondering what to do. So maybe you'll write, maybe you'll read, maybe you'll sing, maybe you'll dance, maybe you'll go on vacations, whatever. Find out what you're going to do, make the plan accordingly, because if you don't have a written down plan, the chances are you'll hang around the house and keep asking for some food to eat or tea to drink or something like that, right? You don't want to do any of those things which are forced on you. So find out and let us assume all this is happening when you are 60. So find out where you are going to live from 60 to 70, 70 to 80 and 80 and beyond. 60 to 70, fairly obvious, you will live in the house where you have been living, because it's not so much of a hassle. All your faculties may be working, maybe your children don't want to go away, and children normally in big cities don't want to go away from parents' house simply because they can't build all those luxuries overnight, right? So you have a 3 BHK in Santa Cruz, or you have a 4 BHK in Chembur, any of those things. I'm not even talking of a house in Malabar Hill or Bandra. Any of those things, once you have all those things, kids don't want to leave you, not out of love, but because of this of the luxurious surroundings that you've given. So find out where you're going to live during your till you're 70, and from 70 to 80, where are you going to live? It makes sense to live in a gated community. Many people don't understand that moving at 70 makes sense simply because moving at 87 is going to be impossible. So move at 70, you're more likely chances of making friends. When I say 70, it could be 67 for somebody, it could be 70 for somebody else, it could be maybe the husband is 70 and the wife is 62, or the husband is 70 and the wife is 76. So I'm saying among the partners, the first person who hits 70 should have made plans of where to go. So if you can't stand the cold, Chennai is not a bad option. But if you think cold is not a problem, then maybe Pune, Coimbatore, any of these places are good. Find out where your friends are going to stay, find out where your siblings are going to stay, right? So find out all that, and maybe all of you could just go to a builder and ask him to build one 20-storied compound building, where 20 flat building, and or 20 of you could stay in the same place. Could be siblings, friends, cousins, whatever. That's a good place, good environment. You could create infrastructure for all of you, right? So find out all that, do that experiment. Don't buy till you are ready to move. There is no point buying something at 55 and moving there at 70, because that construction will be old. Move into a new building, so the next 10-15 years you don't have to worry too much about maintenance, etc. At some stage of your life, you are going to need geriatric care unless you die before that, and therefore plan for that also. It is easier for you to move to a senior citizen home, telling your children that you are moving, instead of asking them to put you somewhere, because they will never ever do it, simply because then they think they are answerable to society, which they are not, but they will not accept it, right? So you should go. You should not expect your children to suggest that you should go. They will